Hi, Mr. Kelly. This is quiz 17, David Engell. For terms of expediency here, I have chosen to write out all I've done, and I'm going to be explaining to you what it is that I've done to come up with my answers. So, question 1 is about an oil tanker with the initial position and displacement, blah, blah, blah. So, draw the vector diagram. Pretty simple. Starts off at 200 and then 280, and here are the two values. So this is going to be its final position here. The next part of the question, actually question 2, is to calculate the final position in polar coordinates. And to do this, you take the sines and cosines of each of the things to get your initial x and y coordinates. So it gives you an initial position of 22 kilometers 200 degrees. So you take 22 cos 200 and 22 sine 200. That's going to be one part of your thing, plus, and then the second part of your, actually the change, which is going to be 10 cos 280 and 10 sine 280. So then you calculate all these values here, and that comes up to negative 20.6, negative 7.5, 1.7, and negative 9.8. Adding these two together here, we get negative 18.9 and negative 17.3 as our x and y coordinates for the final position. So using the Pythagorean theorem here, we can find the final position is going to be at 25.6, and by taking the inverse tan of x over y, we can get the degree to which it will be 25.6 meters at 42.5 degrees. That's going to be number 2. Number 3 is going to be the exact same idea. It's about a baseball being thrown at initial velocity, and after 2 seconds it asks the final velocity. So, just like the first one was both in position, these are both in velocity, therefore we can treat the quantities as the same. So the same process goes on here. It goes up at 20, and then for 2 seconds it decelerates at negative 10 meters per second. So after 2 seconds, which the problem specifies, it will be at negative 20. So we now have our two values. This is going to be 50 degrees, and this, since it's straight down, is going to be 270. So 20 cos 50, 20 sine 50, 20 cos 270, 20 sine 270 gives these values here, and then adding those together, we're going to get these values here. Pythagorean theorem once again gives us 13.6, which is going to be the final position. The inverse tan of our x's and y's gives us the angle at which it's going to be at. And there we have quiz number 17.